I'm having a great time, Tony.
Oh, wonderful. Uh, I'm going to start with Anthony. Having this wonderful legacy of Alex Rider books has got to be both a great responsibility and also a great joy for you.
Well, Tony, it's a lovely opening question. Thank you for that. Yes, it is. It's a great joy to know that many, many tens of thousands of children have come to reading and to books and to storytelling through Alex Rider. And that is a responsibility as well. I'm a great believer in literacy and the power of reading and the importance of books. And one of the joys of this TV show for me is that I very much hope that it will continue with that and it will bring new people who don't know the books yet from a TV series back to the actual original material.
Otto, you're stepping into, a very iconic, pair of shoes. What is it about Alex Rider that really attracts you to this role?
Well, I think for me, Alex is so multidimensional, and I've played different roles before in the past on TV, but no one who has as much steely determination or as much drive as Alex. And when you pair that with his physicality and the skill set that he has, it was a real challenge that I was so excited to undertake. Because it was something I'd never experienced before or brought to life on screen. So that was a real challenge and a real joy as well.
Anthony, I think the real underscore to this is that you have a series now to really bring out all of the characteristics you want people to know about in the Alex Rider books.
That's absolutely right, Tony. And I should say, I also have an absolutely wonderful actor playing him. I couldn't be happier with what Otto has done with it. I mean, not just the action side of the character, the steely determination as he puts it, but also the weaknesses in his character, the sort of the fears, the anxieties, the sort of, the sense of betrayal and the sense of trying to find out about himself. So it is a complete package, and I couldn't be happier.
People point out that Alex Rider is kind of a young James Bond, but I see more Sherlock Holmes in him.
That's interesting.
Holmes. Well, I have, of course, written Sherlock Holmes, and there is an element of that, I suppose, the investigative side. But Alex, at the end of the day, is Alex. I mean, he's got a bit of Bond, a bit of Bourne, a bit of Holmes, a bit of my own son in him, and maybe even somewhere a bit of me. But he is his own man, or perhaps I should say his own boy.
Otto, what do you feel? Do you feel that there's a little bit of the great detective in him?
I don't know. I mean, I think. To be honest, I think Alex Rider is Alex Rider. I grew up with these books. I know this character inside out. So he's such an iconic character in itself, and I think he's his own thing. He's not anyone else. He's Alex.
You have such a great cast you're playing with.
Oh, we do.
Tell me a little bit about that, because I know you guys have become family.
We have, yeah. We had a great cast. I mean, Vicky McClure, Stephen Delane, Brenna O'Connor, Ronke Adekunle-Addo. It was Marley Sule. It goes on and on and on. We had so much fun making the show, and I think that's what really makes the show fizz, is all the interpersonal relationships, the dynamics. Because when you're having fun as a viewer, it's because we're having fun making it as well. You're seeing how much joy it was to make this show, and that's down to the casting and the crew and the people behind it.
Anthony, you brought this up. I mean, Alex does have his flaws. And when you're writing, does the character speak to you? I mean, do you converse with Alex in kind of that writer ethereal way?
I think Alex is always too busy to talk to me, I'm afraid. But what I do like to do is to be in the same room as him. I mean, when Alex is going through all these experiences and ordeals, when he's in trouble, in pain, in danger, whatever it is, I feel I'm right next to him. And therefore, I have a ring seat view of what is happening. And if I don't talk to him, I can at least listen to him. And he tells me what's happening.
There's a great sense of humor that runs through this as well. And it's very human in a lot of ways. Otto, do you enjoy playing that part of your character?
Yeah, totally. I mean, you want to play real people as an actor. You want to bring real people to life, and that's what's such a great thing about Alex, is that he's not a superhero. He's a real person that has, an incredible skill set, and actually his superpower, if you like, is his instincts. He has great instincts. that he uses so well. So that was really great. I think that's why he's so relatable as a character.
Tell me just a little bit about your locations that you shoot, because those are just outstanding.
Yeah, so we did a lot in London, and I think it's going to be really nice for press audiences to see what London's like, because it's got a real gritty edge to it. But we were also in Romania, in the mountains, and there's a scene where we're flying around the mountains in Romania in a helicopter, and that was just incredible. It was like one of those pinch me moments. So we were there, and then we were in Slough, which it was fine, but it was great. It was great.
You guys, thank you so much for your time again this morning. Alex Rider, we're all going to be watching it at IMDb TV. Anthony, thank you. Otto, thank you. And you guys have a wonderful afternoon.
You too.
Thanks, Tony. Bye.
Thanks for having us.
Good morning, Tony.
I'll start with Runke. What attracted you to the role of Jack in Alex Rider?
What attracted me to the role, the relationship that Jack has with Alex reminded me of my relationship that I have with my little brother. They're very, very close and very honest with each other. And they're mostly friends, but then there's a maternal instinct that kicks in with Jack that also kicks in with me and my little brother, who's actually in Salt Lake City. So hi, Yemi, if you're there. That's what attracted me to the role. And when I told him about Alex Rider, he had read all the books. So he was like, oh my God, sis, you have to do it. And then luckily I got the part. So
And we are lucky you got the part too. Brennick, the same question. What attracted you to the role of Tom?
I think if you put it down into what Tom is, it's just an excuse for me to turn into my 16-year-old self and be a nerdy little boy again. And it's great. And any excuse to revisit that is gorgeous. But the thing that really struck me about Tom, the more and more I read, is it's a boy dealing with not really fitting in at school, having a couple of close friends, but really just one, and also being incredibly emotionally available and vulnerable. And that was something that I myself was struggling to do at 16. So to read this character doing it so well, I was like, oh my God, this is a brilliant opportunity to get this kind of character out and for it to be seen that teenage boys have emotions and talk about emotions, and we need to encourage that more and more. So that was what really drew me to it, was the chance to show that side of teenage boys.
One of the things I love about this new age that we live in, with all of the choices that we have, IMDb TV, one of them, is the fact that what used to be, kind of a common TV series, these are treated like, they're huge productions, big movie feels to them, even if it's episodic. Ronke, do you enjoy this process of working on an episodic series rather than a film, or is acting?
No, see, acting is different on stage or on screen. And the nuance is, I don't know necessarily if it's an actor skill between movie and TV, but we're definitely in the age of TV. That's what we're doing right now. And it's so exciting because there are so many options. So people have to make, I was about to swear, amazing television. Otherwise, they're just not going to get the views. And I think that's what Alex Rider has done. They've really gone all the way and made this just amazing,
Brennick, you have been involved in some amazing projects yourself. Is that the kind of feel you get from the Alex Rider series?
Yeah, I think it's very interesting having been involved in a book series that turned into a TV show and blew up in an incredible way, and joining that process and coming onto this. There's a certain feel you get from a set when everyone cares about what they're making. And that's what I felt when I walked onto the Alex Rider set. It felt like everyone wanted to make this story the best version it could be. And I think that's why we came out with the end product we did.
And in our final moments that we have together, by the way, again, thank you guys so much. How is it working with Otto? He must be a joy to work with. Ronke, I'll start with you.
Otto is amazing. He's one of my favorite people in the whole world, and he's just so generous and just so fun to be around. A real thinker and player. He's playful.
Right?
Yeah, Otto is a true gem. I don't know how they found him, but I'm thankful they did, because this show would not be what it is without him. And just as a person to have on this job, he's a rock. He's a friend. He's someone who's always trying to think of ways to bring people in and make sure that we're all in it together. It never felt like his show, but his performance made it his show.
I am so glad we got this time to talk with each other. It must be so much fun to play spy on a series.
It's great.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you again for being part of my day, and good luck. This is going to be a great series.
Cheers,
Thanks,
Tony.
Tony.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Yes. And let's cut.
This celebrity interview is sponsored by...
I'm Annette Civarella with Pia Anderson Moss Hoyt, Utah's leading entertainment law firm, serving clients nationwide. We provide solid, attentive representation focusing on minimizing risk, reducing cost, and protecting the reputation and privacy of our clients. Our goal is to provide you with the legal representation you need to make the right decisions and to protect you and your creative works. Call or email me for a free consultation.